Welcome to Midday Repartee. I am Rotten Glory. I am joined today by my co-host, the best shit superhero in Scotland, Captain Fuckhead.
What's happening, fuckers? We all good?
Hey,
Hell yeah.
we are good. We are
Oh, yeah.
good. Also joining us today is the creator of Joe King, George Peter Gatsis. How are you?
Greetings. I'm excited to be here.
Nice. Very good to have you. First time on Midday Repartee, so happy to have you here. Also, today we have Sim, the creator of Blood Hunt, still in demand, I believe.
Bloody hell yeah! And it's going to be closing soon because I got the print file today, and I'm ordering the proof by the end of the week.
Oh, very
All
nice.
right. That's
All
exciting,
right.
man. Also with us, we have Bat, also known as Metal Movies and Brewskis, the creator of a campaign that's quickly approaching, Butch, Cleaver. And we will be talking about that after the discussion today. Looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. Thanks for having me, bro.
Absolutely. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about ComicsGate pricing, and maybe alternative modes of getting these books into people's hands, distribution. Just how do we move this thing forward in ways that it's going to allow more people to come in, bring more fans into the fold, and CG pricing. That's maybe a tricky topic because I think the standard price for a CG book was kind of established at $25.
Yeah, but
Initially.
there's one thing that people need to remember. It's that it's not actually buying a book. You're not
Yes,
just selling a book. You're supporting. It's like, it's like you're buying the book with a little extra.
agreed. To me, I take no issue with the pricing. I think it's more than fair. I think it's like you're saying, it's not just buying a comic, you're investing into a creator and you're creating an environment where people can do this full time. And but it does, when you're talking about trying to possibly be the future of comic books, a new model for comic books, it is a fairly high price point, and we're starting to see people experiment with that with the pricing, and I'm curious what you guys think about that.
For me, I'm quite happy at $25. As long as it's a well-run campaign. As you look at we were talking about SGM the other day. I'm not going to try and say his name because I fuck it up every time I try and say the Gordon bit in the middle. And you look at his campaign, and there's no stretch goals. What was the other one we were looking at the other day?
Well, you have some stretch goals, but they're not really
Stretch goals
precise.
with new perks you could buy. Yeah.
So he opens the stretch goals, and then you have to buy the shit again.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I was looking at a campaign today. And I'll talk about this again later because it's trying to do something interesting with shipping, but fucked it up entirely. I think. I was looking at another campaign today that just has no stretch goals.
right.
And the thing that CG are doing properly, they're managing their campaigns. You're paying your $25. That gets you your book. Normally, the sweet spot is around 48 pages, but you look at Narwhal, you pay $25 for a perfect bound softback book, but you're getting 190 pages from him.
I mean, that's the thing I was gonna say is like the fact that we offer perfect bound, right? So it's
Yeah.
$25. It's not that bad for a starting point when you think about it.
But you're also hitting your stretch goals. Look
Yeah.
at someone that might have paid $25 for Wreck Planet. Look at how much shit they're going to get for the $25.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's
like
madness, dude.
It's like me for just for backing the book right now. Everybody's gonna get a bookmark and a sketch card.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh, those sketch cards are beautiful, man.
I mean, a sketch card
Thanks.
itself is worth $25 from a comics artist.
And I
Yeah.
am
You
fully
get-
expecting that my special taco card. There's
I have it right here. You're just gonna have to send me your background number though.
See,
All
I
right.
like that. I like that with Sims. Sims basically just giving his book away for free.
I see it more as giving you guys a little extra for helping me get that high.
Yeah.
I have to pass the 10K. Come on.
That's why I'm saying $25 for a book in ComicsGate is fine because you're not just going to get a book.
Yeah.
but
I think it.
Oh,
Yeah,
shoot.
the other point I'd like to bring up is when you're backing a book in ComicsGate, you're backing like a director's cut first deluxe edition type of thing. Usually that's what we offer. That's what the original model was. Some people are experimenting with the floppies because some people were not happy of spending maybe $25 on a 24-page floppy, right? Or 48.
Right.
So because there's the aspect of having a collector's edition that other people won't have. So that's why, like, in a way, the model in CG, it's technically like the reverse of what Marvel Image and DC are doing,
yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
we offer you the deluxe edition, then we could reduce it to something else and try and build I've been saying to everybody that the idea right now is to try and think of having a more direct version. After campaign market would be kind of interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
there's two, isn't there, already that have got deal. There's Sweetcast and someone else who brought them the other day. Deals with Alterna to turn their books into floppies a year after the original release.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about, definitely bring up Downcast, Clint Stoker's project.
Who's the other
I'm not familiar with the other project that is doing something similar.
I can't remember who it is, but I'm sure it was on here that we talked about it.
You get some people selling their books on digital on Comixology. You have people selling them on the what's the Kablam store? I keep thinking Indie Planet, I think it is. And there's people selling their books on Amazon and print on demand because you can open in a seller's like a business account and do a print on demand on those books, and those you can. You may not have the full control and quality, but that's not what you're offering at that point. You're offering more of a direct edition. That could be cheaper.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm curious, like, what are your thoughts on Clint's deal with Alterna? So what he's doing is he's giving, the backers are getting that premium deluxe edition of the comic with any stretch goals. It's probably going to be signed, so it's a premium package that you're getting. And then many months down the road, I think the first issue of the first Downcast is October, I think, might be hitting. But it's also it's a floppy. It's broken up into 22-page issues, I believe, and it's going to be on newsprint. So it's a very affordable product and a very different product, and this is why I'm cool with it. I don't have any problem with that, and I'm just curious what you guys think, because I've heard people say, "Well, why wouldn't I just wait to get the books on the cheap?" And it's like I don't think that this is apples and this is such a different product.
How many ComicsGate people deal with Alterna for books?
That I don't know.
Because I never really saw any like really pro ComicsGate being there.
There was
Right.
yes, there was another
first,
book
I
announced a couple of weeks last week. I think it was back end of last week that someone's doing a deal with Alternatives, the same as Clint, but so it's like a year after the original book's released. Then the newsprint floppies come out as a short, not a collector's edition, but a short run. That's
Yeah.
what I'm looking for.
I think it's a great. I like the idea myself. It's just it's a different audience to me, and
Yeah.
it reaches. It's going to reach more people. The work's already been done. Why wouldn't we want these creators to be able to maximize their reach and their profitability?
I'd like also to bring up that in price, it's not just the price of the book; it's also the shipping that affects a lot of sales for people. Not just me as a outsider, also you guys, because from the outside, we have to pay double the price for the book, like you guys from
Yeah, it can hurt. It really can hurt.
Yeah.
I know that's a big issue for Xenotype, because of course the majority of sales are going to take place in the U.S. and it was a big shipping cost. It
Yes.
was massive. So
I think
that
it's cool
hurt.
too with the. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's cool too with like Downcast. The CG gets like that definitive like collector's edition. They were part of the process of helping him build his book up. And everyone in CG is going to know like the whole story before the general populace or the normies will. And so that's, to me, that's always that collector's aesthetic from that perspective. For his specific topic or his book. So I think that's cool. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I would, I agree with that. And I don't know. I think ComicsGate, there is, we want it to be the future of comics. I think in order to do that, I think things like what Clint's doing with Alterna is going to be a key component of expanding what we're doing here.
I'd
you
like
know?
to bring up Finito Armella as well at this point, because I've got a copy of City of Venus, and that's only a floppy, and I know he's going to double the page count for his next book. I think it's because it's 24 to 48. I think he's going to do. But I'll say this: I think it was a $20 book for a 24-page floppy, but it's the best stocked floppy I have ever
Yeah.
fucking seen.
Vinny does not mess around with the quality, man.
The cover
Yeah,
is
it's nice.
The cover is almost a Gemini mailer on its own, and the paper stock is beautiful. Like,
It
it's
doubles
stunning book.
as a weapon for sure. His books
Yeah.
can be used with lethal force. That's for sure.
So I think that's also an important point when you're looking at prices, because actually the standard of a ComicsGate floppy or perfect bound is higher than you get in the mainstream anyway. So
That's why earlier I was mentioning, like, you pay 25, we don't offer you like a regular floppy,
yeah.
Yeah, it's clean. What do you guys think about? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think about? So with my instance, I put my book out, Butch Cleaver. I did 3 issues already, but I did it locally in California. I put out 3 issues over the past few years, and I want to combine them into one book for ComicsGate. But I want to offer exclusives for it. I want to do. I'm asking people, you want me to do a new cover for the first thing, stuff like that. I think a couple other people did that too and are doing it. What do you guys think of that?
As long as you're upfront about it. Like, as a consumer, I have no problem if it's like you're packaging stuff together as a trade. I've bought trades before for Marvel and DC too.
Mm-hmm.
It just comes down to being upfront. Like, I think like when people get upset is when you think that they think that they're getting like the first printing of something or first release, and then before you know it, it's on someone else's shelf and not yours.
Yeah.
So it's like me when I was doing the Blood Hunt campaign. Like, I didn't do like a big print, but we did a demo print, and I mentioned it to everybody. Like, there's not a version. There was not like a final version out. There was just a demo that we printed and we put to, like, reporters, reviewers, to just get a feedback.
Yeah, man. I don't think there's any issue with it. How many copies are we talking here that you did locally? I mean, I'm guessing pretty small.
Yeah, because I'm in Southern California, so I just went to a couple stores. I got my book in a couple stores, and that was it. Just like the first couple issues, I did 3 of them, but then the whole thing crashed. And I've been following ComicsGate for a few years now, and I just like everything that it stands for, and so that's why I wanted to bring my book there. And I just wanted to build up the character there. And I think I have a feeling that my audience, or the audience at ComicsGate, might respond to the book. They might not, but that's what I wanted to do.
I think it's especially for your first go. Is this your first time crowdfunding a comic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I think for your first project, I think it's a great thing to do. It's going to take some of that pressure off because the bulk of the work is done for you, so you can focus on running a really exciting, great campaign. You're going to learn everything as you go. Even though there's a lot of info out there, actually doing it yourself, you're going to hit some of those branches. Even if you have all the great info, you're going to make some mistakes.
Yep.
So I think it's a great way to, get your feet wet on it.
There are a few other campaigns doing exactly what you're doing as well. And like we're saying, as long as you're upfront about it, no one's got an issue with it. So there's a book coming. The email list is already open, called Doomsday Kingdom.
Oh, cool.
My description of it is Walking Dead but good. They're doing some interesting stuff with zombies. It's not your standard zombie thing. It's an interesting book, and the writer has already got a 120,000 subbed YouTube channel.
Wow.
The artist is based in Manchester over here, and they've over the past 2 years they've put out 4 floppies to start with, and they've done that through crowdfunding elsewhere. So they've already delivered, I believe, somewhere in the region of 2,000 books. And then they're bringing this to ComicsGate, and what they've done is they've compressed those 4 issues into one trade paperback, and slipped the 5th one in the back of it. So you're not just getting the 4 books that they've already sold. You're actually getting the 5th book as well. But what they are doing, and what you're doing too, because you've already been selling books, if those people come back to you to buy your book, what you're also doing is you're bringing audience to ComicsGate.
Nice.
You're giving yourself a proven track record, and you're bringing new people in. That's a positive for everybody.
That's cool, man.
So bring it on back, man. Congratulations. Get on with it. Bring the book out. Let's go.
Thanks.
Yeah. I think you definitely should add some content in the back, or add some pages, do a new cover for sure.
Cool.
But yeah, man, just rock and roll that shit.
Awesome.
So, kind of getting back onto the main topic, do you guys have any thoughts on how we might combat the shipping cost? How we might try to improve that for fans moving forward?
Malin was talking about opening like a fulfillment at his, I don't know, something. He was talking about that. I think that might be something kind of cool,
There's many people talking about opening little fulfillment centers. Yeah. The thing is,
go on, carry on, Sim.
the thing is also trying to have local printers that can fulfill at the same place, because there's not that much saving if he orders from import, right?
Yeah, this is where it gets.
So
this is where it gets. Sorry, Tim. This is where it gets really, really tricky. So I looked at a campaign today for a 290-page book by, I'm going to call him Baby Bowie. What's his name? Duncan Jones, the director. Did Moon, Warcraft, and what's the other film he's done recently? Something else recent. Mute. He's done recently as well.
I've seen those two.
Sorry.
Oh, I've seen the last two.
Yeah, Source Code. That's his other film. So he's decided that films are far too expensive and he can't do all the shit that he wants to do. So he decided, fuck it, I'll do a comic. He raised $128,000 in 8 hours today.
Wow.
Wow.
His shipping. Wow. What he's doing for shipping is he's drop shipping. So he's I'm not sure where he's described it as drop shipping. So that to me would be that it's printed here then shipped out. So it'd be printed for me to buy, printed in UK, shipped out. But what I think he's actually doing is bulk printing and then crate shipping to somebody else in the UK, and then they are going to distribute it from there onwards.
That's
so
what I'm.
No, that's not technically. Drop shipping means that for, say, he's in the UK and he's printed the stuff in the UK, he's going to take the bulk of the order that is in Canada and drop a crate in Canada, and it will get distributed and put in the mail that way. In the United States, the same way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what he's saying.
A long way around. But what? And he's done it to reduce cost. But his shipping cost to the UK is $20. I paid $15 for Narwhal to ship it himself to me. So he's not reducing the cost. This is the problem with this model, because the moment you involve somebody else who's got to do the distribution in another country, you've got to pay them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, wasn't there
right now? There's Mixum that's looking into they're testing some fulfillment directly from them, and they print in Canada, US, and UK.
And that's what I was going to ask. That seems like if we could have a printer that is, more international, where you're not, that seems like the ideal situation. But how are they going to do the fulfillment in a way that's
still more expensive?
Yeah, and I think with Mixam, I think you have to pay for all the shit that you need to fulfillment. You have to pay their labor costs as well. If I remember correctly, I was speaking to someone earlier on today, and the first campaign, I can't remember the name of it, who's been trying this. The guy I was speaking to today got 2 copies.
Oh, ouch!
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
This is already a bit of a problem straight away. And I know, of course, Ethan's used distributors for the first Cyberfrog book, didn't he? And he had no end of trouble. And then he's doing Wreck Planet himself.
Yeah, you just can't substitute when the person who is responsible for the project, who put all the work in, the passion, if they're doing fulfillment themselves, that all that care is going to be put into that process as well. If you've just got some guy getting paid minimum wage to jam these out as quickly as possible, you know what that's going to look like. I mean,
unless you sell over 1,000 copies, you have over 1,000 backers, right?
Yeah.
There's not much you can really do on saving. Like, look, even me, like right now, me and one of my friends, we're gonna help each other out. We're gonna send each other like a bulk order for some copies, so you can fulfill some of you guys over there. The idea is to make sure that they get safe and they can be in a Gemini mailer without costing me $36 to ship it to you guys just in the States, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I
Brutal.
tried to cut you, because if you look at my campaign, I only charge you guys $20 for shipping when it's costing me 25 minimum. Right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
So that's how I did it. But the thing is, when you think about it, you have to pay the supply. You have to do this. You have to do that. I can still.
It's tough.
The best way that I studied that can be resolved, it's by having a company, right? A legal company registered, and then you go to your post office or UPS or all of those, and you can have a business account with them, and you, depending on the volume that you can ship. So that's what I'm saying. That's where it is. It's you need to be able to build up your demand, so you can reduce it in the end, because otherwise you can't. Because that's why most of the people that made like over 100K, like Polito, can now charge between $10 to $15 international.
Yeah, he's got the back. He's got that foundation base.
Yeah.
I think it's a it's a really tricky equation to give that benefit to. Again, I also think that international shipping or international orders are probably they're not going to be the mainstay of all these campaigns anyway. Most of these campaigns will be funded by Americans, particularly North Americans. But it's a really tricky balance to give that benefit to the customer without it being an extra cost to the creator.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the problem is. Like Sim's saying, if you make 100,000 in a campaign, it's not an issue. But if you're only doing a 10K campaign, honestly, I'll just do it myself.
I have an alternative thinking to all this.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. First and foremost, find a local printer that is a trade printer, not a commercial printer. I've watched ComicsGate for the last year and a half since I've been in the community, and a lot of people are using commercial printers and print brokers. That is not your best value. It's not. Period. I know this because I've worked in the print industry, both sides. Secondly, everyone's focused on a 48-page book, a 50-page book, 30 plus page book. That's where you're leading to price imbalance. See, the problem is, if you look at it, you say you did a campaign on a 48-page book, and the next one's a 48-page book, and the next one's a 48-page book, and so forth. So for three 48-page books, it's going to cost you $25 plus shipping. So let's average it out to $50. So for 3 books, it's going to cost $150. That is not sustainable. What is sustainable?
It is the French market and the UK market. You pay your book, you pay your comics, except not comics, but those big books, $25 to $30 a pop for 50 pages.
What is sustainable is that you offer. My model is 120 pages for the same price that everyone else is paying for a 48-page book. You're literally getting 3 to 4 times the work in one package. But the thing is, am I gonna crowdfund another 48-page book from the customer? No. Or 2 more, so you can get the entirety of the story. No. You just paid, the same price of a 48-page book, and you're not going to wait 3 more books to get the full story.
But
this is from a customer's point of view.
Of course, but is that
was my point.
Is that sustainable for the creator? I mean, is that enough?
No, but here's the thing. There's a multi-part to this. So from a customer's point of view, they're looking at it and say, okay, I'm not paying $150 to get the whole story. I'm paying $50. Now, the perception of value is where you actually are able to generate income. So those little add-ons, those bookmarks, those trademarks, sorry, not trademarks, those trading cards, little mini figurines, fridge magnets, stickers, and all that stuff. While they are extremely inexpensive to produce, the perception of value, you can actually say, okay, I'm going to fill this up with 10 stickers, one trading card, and maybe a fridge magnet. Well, maybe the whole cost of that little added value, technically speaking, would be about, say, $3, maybe $4 total. But your added value to the project has now gone from the book plus shipping, plus an extra $20. So I'm just hypothetically throwing numbers here. So there's about $15 worth of extra money from the perception of value.
Yeah.
So the situation now everyone has is exactly what is it that I can produce that creates a perception of value that will bring the customer out at the least effort.
Okay.
That's
Now,
here's
I'm just going to use my book as an example, and then I'm going to use other books as an example. My book, I got 18 trading cards. Other books that's and it went out to everybody. And now other books have one or maybe two trading cards, and they're in the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. It's like, a lot of people kept on saying, what's the problem here? What is it that you're doing that they're not doing, or vice versa? Well, the thing is, my strategy is a sliding scale. I use high quality digital press to produce the book. After I hit a certain number, then I can flip it to offset printing. So every book that is ordered, every book that's ordered from the PERC takes into account the printing of the book, the shipping of the book, and the added value of the items. So you're not worried about selling in volume. You're just worried about selling one item. If you focus on as your starting point, one sale delivers not only the printing of the book, the shipping of the book, and whatever trinkets you put into the reward.
Yeah.
You will be very well off. And then as
I just want to kind of,
as your sliding scale goes up and you hit the magic number, which is about $5,000 to $6,000, then you can flip the production of the book from high quality digital, which you can't really you can't tell. I've been in the business. You can't tell it's high quality digital printing because you can't feel the raising of the inks or anything like that. It's that beautiful now. So as soon as you get to $5,000 or $6,000, you can flip from high quality digital printing to offset printing, which means that your cost of the book, I'm just going to throw a number out again. Maybe it's $25. It will drop down to about $5 or $6, and then again you have a greater range of dollars coming in that you can actually play with or reserve.
Yeah, I hear you. It's interesting, but I mean, so you're saying more of a print on demand at the beginning of the campaign until you cross a threshold, and you're looking at every time I make a sale, even if it's just that first copy, there should be a profit margin in that sale.
Yeah, you have to focus on. You have to focus. It's on a big. Yes, absolutely.
No, I get what you're saying.
Because if you're comfortable enough knowing that at a certain point I will hit X a certain number of sales, that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's great. But always structure your campaign on a solid footing. Because if you just only sell one book, can you deliver on that one book?
Yep.
Yeah, I can.
Absolutely.
And easy.
Yeah.
If I sell enough books that I can flip it from digital to offset printing, excellent. what does that mean? I got like 75% more money freed up there.
I'm still having a difficult time understanding what was the page count that you're
120.
Yeah, 120. I'm having a tough time comprehending how that much work from an artist. If you only offer that as one project at the same $25 price point, I don't see how that can generate enough income for that artist.
Okay, here I'll break down the
It
numbers.
also depends on the artist and the style and the pages.
Well,
I mean, for any artist, 120 pages is a lot I
well,
Yeah.
That's 3 years for me.
technically speaking, I put in every panel that I put in my book is as if I was drawing a cover. It's that
Nice.
detailed, it's that involved. Because in my book, there's photography, there's 3D graphics, there's what do you call it, just plain old drawing, all that stuff.
Sweet.
There's multiple layers, and there's even dare I say it, what do you call it, patterns and effects that it's like drawing a cover for every panel. And while you look at any one of my panels in my book, you go, oh, what about this? What about that? And I'll go through the whole process for you. And there's one page that took me a couple of weeks to do. Why? Because I was creating new 3D elements that were going to be used. But here's the thing. A 120-page book. I'm just working off the numbers off the top of my head. It's about $22. 120-page book, $22. Yeah, these numbers are available from Studio Comics Press up here in Canada, Ontario, Kitchener. The guy's the best in Canada. I've looked around for a long time, and this guy does his work really great. I'll give you guys the link. Studio Comics Press, Kitchener. Alfonso's the guy's name. Now,
So it's 22 pages for like if you were to order a single copy.
it's $22. $22 for anything less than 100 units sold, right?
Okay.
So I think about it. Okay, fine. Let's just work on one number. So it's $22 plus $25 shipping, right? These are Canadian numbers, but I'm selling it as an American value, right? So there's a 33% difference at that point. So we're rounding it up to $50 plus 33%. So that's that's about an extra $7. So $57 Canadian. That's just the book, the printing of the book and shipping the book. Okay, so the number works.
How does it work?
I just told you.
But what do you charge? But how do you make money on that?
I just told you. Hold on a sec. I just told you. You weren't okay. Let me try to $22 for the book.
So hold on. We're not talking about crowdfunding here. You're talking about selling something through a store.
No, crowdfunding. It's
At what price point?
I just at $50, $50 US for the printing.
And that includes the shipping. That's with shipping costs.
That's right.
Okay.
So $25 for shipping, $22 for the book, $22.50 for the book. So that I'm just rounding it up to $50 plus the exchange rate of 33%, which half of 100 is 33. It's 15. Oh, actually, sorry, $65 on that printing and shipping of the book is $65. There is a 15. The difference is in the exchange rate, and a little then some is $17 is the money that you just made.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at Mixam's website in the UK at the moment. The prices that I'm looking at are digital press. I'm looking at 100 copies. But typed it all in: 100 copies, 120 pages, 130. I like to call them jisms. There's a paperweight with a cover of 170 jisms. That will then cost in US dollars in the UK $8.43 to produce. So if you're selling that at $25, you're already $17 in.
Yep.
There you go. And
that's
And
I'm
one
just-
point, I would say it's do check around your local area because you could find like a really good printer. Like my local printer, I'm saving around $300 and something compared to Mixon.
Oh wow.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a perfect example. You just said digital, 120 pages. You know, about $10. Wow. Even bigger savings. Plus
And,
plus the shipping. So you're still ahead because the standard value that everybody's selling right now is $25 plus shipping, and the shipping is averages around another the cost of the $25. So it's
If you went to, sorry, just going to say, if you went to 48 pages, that's £3.45 a book. So let me just put that, £3.45. So that's $4.22.
The heavier it is, but yeah.
It's hard for me
you
to.
put shipping to add to that as well. The other thing I will add for shipping is if for us in the UK, like international shipping from anywhere else in the world is a pain in the ass. Our shipping everywhere else much cheaper.
Yeah.
That's weird, right?
Yeah, well,
I don't really feel that adding.
Your dollar value is greater. That's why it's cheaper.
I'm not certain that adding higher page counts actually makes fans or people that are investing in ComicsGate. I don't know that it sways them all that much.
Look,
I have to be honest. I don't think that it does.
I can
It's
tell you
not
that
something I
I
look
can
for
I can
incredibly.
tell you that from when I launched my campaign at 64 pages, was it? I think.
Mhm.
Right. I had some stretch goal where until a certain time that I was still working on the pages, I could add pages, and some people just saw 72 now, boom, and join.
Yeah.
There's
I'm not
a
saying
lot,
it doesn't.
but there's some people that will. But
Yeah.
I think-
another good example would be there's people hesitating on buying something like Xenotype, not just because it's a lot of freaking pages and it's going to be expensive to ship everywhere. So a lot of people are hesitating because of it. So it's a two-sided thing. Like it may be tempting to have a lot of pages, but a lot of pages means a lot of weight,
Yeah, I think the
120
pages thing for me,
100
that's a
hold
good
on.
stretch goal.
and also
100
means more time producing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Exactly.
but
That's
the
the thought.
Before, hold on,
How
can,
long do you have to pay?
Yeah, let's let Mitchell jump in here. He's been waiting patiently.
My problem with the big numbers, the big page count, is how long are you going to be paying that artist before you get your return on investment as the writer or as the guy running the project, right? How much money do you have to have banked up that you can pay your artist over time to get 120 pages out of it? That I feel like that's not great. As a consumer, I'm happy with the 48-page, $25 price point. I haven't been disappointed by ComicsGate. I don't mind paying a premium price for what I call premium product.
Yeah.
I don't. While page counts are amazing, it's not world bending. It doesn't make everything. It doesn't like make this 48-page book nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree
That
with
makes
that.
sense.
And I know it does sway some people. They're like, "Wow, this value is incredible. I love it." And that might push them over the edge, but I don't know that it doesn't break, it doesn't really seem to matter to everyone.
Yeah, I think there seems to be some consensus within the community that 48 pages is kind of like a starting point sweet spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
Just
think
the-
for me,
the equivalent of issues. Yeah.
one of the things I love is when I see a campaign, 48 pages, the second or third stretch goal, we'll add another 12, we'll add another 12, we'll add another 12. Like I
That's
like
cool.
that. I love it when campaigns go, you know what, if we get to this point, I'll make the book bigger.
Nice.
Yeah.
That to me is exciting. I
It
really
is
like
fun.
that.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Share my screen for a sec.
All right.
Big announcement from Zack Snyder himself.
Oh.
Ooh,
Bum,
hello.
bum, bum.
This is real. Zack
Oh, wow.
Snyder Justice League
Oh,
on HBO, so we're gonna get the Snyder cut. That's what
Oh
it
wow. Oh,
right.
Oh, Schneider's.
I think I forgot to care about that.
Yeah.
I just want to see Batman wreck somewhere in there, man. I want to see him wreck.
I have a horrible thought that's going to be something like the daughter Superman recut.
Mm.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I'm just kind of over. I'm kind of over comic book films. I got to be honest. I'm like, I'm just kind of.
Oh no, I like Man of Steel, and I did
Me
like
too.
Batman versus Superman. Just
Yeah.
it was shit, but dude, I know
Yep.
somebody that saw the previs cut of Snyder, and trust
Yeah.
me, dude, you want to fucking see it.
Okay.
What I like about his verses, it's kind of got that 80s and 90s
Let me just
inspiration.
tell you, you know the ending with Steppenwolf? Oh,
Yeah.
he knows fear.
Oh wow.
And they all turn on him.
Yeah.
No, the boom tomb opens. You see fucking Darkseid, and he fucking brings Steppenwolf and kills him because he failed for the second time.
Damn. That's pretty cool, dude. I'd like to see that.
So it seems to me that one of the only ways that we're really going to be able to give fans and investors into ComicsGate a real break on pricing is to somehow centralize a bit. Like
Yeah.
if you have someone like Malin who is offering fulfillment to multiple projects,
Right.
if those projects, if it can be coordinated where they ship together
Yeah.
in one box, I mean, that's where you're going to start hitting massive savings. But in order for that to happen, the person running their campaign, the people involved running their campaigns have to have enough confidence that it's going to work as planned and the timing's going to work,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they feel comfortable not charging the high price for
There
shipping,
is-
that they can
Yeah.
do. But if
Hold on a
anything goes wrong, it's all fucked.
Technically,
Yeah.
that's impossible.
The person that came up with one of the perfect plans, and he was lucky to be able to hit past 100, like from the go, right? But he had Lady Death,
Yeah.
Mm.
and the guy had the smart plan, and that was the same plan I had, which is technically you try to plan it like 4 to 5 campaigns, right?
Mm,
Trying to build it up, and while you're building up, you invest into your own little studio slash a storehouse slash fulfillment center.
Mhm.
You get your friends working in there, and then
Slash
you keep
con.
going. Then you keep going, and then you take some of that money and you invest in one of your local printers to make them bigger. And there you go.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea.
That's
Plus
how
they
you
have cons.
Okay, here's technically mail-in can't. The mail-in idea is technically impossible to happen because
I don't know if that was actually his idea. I think he's just more talking about fulfillment. I don't know that it was his idea to try and combine
well, here's the
packaging, but
thing. You can't do that unless both your customers and his customers are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but here is how.
that's true.
Here's how that can happen. Say my next book, Joe King 2, it is timed exactly in terms of production schedule as Sim's next book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now, Joe King Book 2 and Sim's next book are in the same crowdfunding campaign, and now people say, "Hey, you know what? You can get these 2 books with 1 shipping cost."
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
I could maybe see that one. So it would just be like whichever one you order, the other book could be an add-on to that, or
Well,
you
no,
can have them just be completely combined, like 2 books. You know.
It's
Yeah.
one, it's
Well,
one
but if let's say
one-
somebody didn't want, if they only wanted one of the books,
Yeah.
I still think you should make that available.
Well,
Right.
that's the beauty is that just like getting more pages and all that stuff, you're actually getting 2 books for the cost of 1 shipping.
But keep in mind, there's another one. There's another thing that people keep forgetting. It's the fact that we could maybe save on shipping, like auto fulfillment, because some people are doing it. But you also get the book signed.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's like, we could offer like a tier where you don't get it signed, and maybe less shipping if you do auto fulfill. But even there's a charge with the fulfillment center. But depending on what it is, because I don't know.
Yeah.
The really tricky part of all of this for me
You do get it signed.
because you could do multiple books on one campaign, but the problem is then you've got to find the benefit for the creator. What if one creator is doing more promotion than the other?
Yep.
Well, that's the beauty of it is that everyone's able to play off each other. So that one creator who maybe is doing a horror book, while another one's doing a sci-fi book, and another one's doing a drama book. Now you're combining multiple genre interests
That's true.
into this campaign. You're getting 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 books, and you're not doing a discount here. Okay, it's very important. The books themselves sell at the premium price as
Yeah.
if they would sell, individually. It's the shipping that the customer saves
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
A huge amount. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, fuckhead, but I mean, people could buy. They don't have to buy both the books or all 3 or 4, however many are in the campaign. If I think it would still skew toward whoever's doing the most promotion is still going to get the lion's share of the sales, I would think.
There's a point that if that place doesn't print and fulfill, right, or order their the prints for you, you're still getting charges. Third party, fourth party, you're getting charges because you're gonna have to order from your printer, either get it shipped to you to sign them, then ship them to your fulfillment center.
If they all need to be signed, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you guys, all the creators are like, okay,
Remove
we're gonna all fly to the same location for a week and do this.
I can't
You're
see
gonna
that
have to order
happening.
you're gonna have to order your order from the printer, send them to the thing. So just there.
Yeah, that doesn't work. It would have to be unsigned.
I
Well,
can't see it happening because you're mixing businesses, and I don't think creators are going to want to mix businesses.
I don't either.
personally.
It's very difficult problems. And then
Yeah.
of course you have that issue. What if one of the creators, you hate to even bring it up, but what if one of the people falls way behind?
Yeah.
And they're not ready to go.
Yeah.
It's going to hold everybody else up.
Yes,
business perspective, it's a very
all-
tricky thing to try and put together,
all
to
books
time
have
it
to be
all
completed.
perfectly, and to make sure that everybody's because the problem with doing something like that is that has to be of a benefit to the creator. So if any one of those creators feels like they're being let down by others in that campaign, there's going to be problems, because it's going to create it could create arguments, whatever you want to call it. I can't think of the word I'm looking for at the moment, but what's the word? Friction. That's the word I'm looking for. Friction. It's going to create friction between creators, and I don't think creators want that to happen in CD, and I certainly don't think the consumers want that to happen in ComicsGate.
Yeah.
And the trick is, you've got to be able to provide the benefit to the creator, so that they are able to provide the benefit to the consumer. The same way that Ethan's had paid fulfillment, realised his fulfillment was shit, so now he's paying his son Hunter to do all the packaging.
Right. And it'll be done better.
Yeah.
And he'll have the benefit of knowing exactly what's happening with all of it.
And from the other perspective, he's if you look at it from an economical perspective, he's keeping his economy, the flow of income within his economy.
Yeah, and his family, he's keeping it in the family,
So, and I think that's probably the way. That
I made a mistake not having any kids. I don't have any people to get set to work for me here.
Yep.
I got 2 of them.
You're in California,
Nice.
though, right,
I
aren't you?
got 4.
Oh,
You're
I better
in
catch up.
California, right?
I don't know where you're going with that, fuckhead, but I don't think I like it.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's tough. I really think the best thing I've seen so far is the Stoker Alterna comics. In terms of the creator being able to, let's say this really works out for him really well. He can start going, okay, I know that my initial campaign, I can maybe charge less on shipping, maybe a lower entry point, because I know down the road I'm going to make this much more income on my Alterna offering. And there's no extra work for him in that, because Alterna's, he's just giving them the print files. They're already done. He doesn't have to deal with it. So it's like, there's a big picture for him that could really be successful.
Bro, I think you've just nailed it there, mate. I think you've just absolutely fucking nailed it. The problem you got with creators getting together and producing new books is that they've got to produce new books. They've got to have the timescales right. Yeah. What if creators got together, say you got a series of sci-fi books that were already what ComicsGate has received. What if a group of creators who do these sci-fi books got together, put an imprint together, offered them as floppies. So every time you get a campaign, you get 5 floppies. The weight's not going to be too much. You're only paying shipping once, but you're getting an introduction into a collection of stories. You could do that following the Alterna model, but doing it via crowdfunding. You've already had some creators come together and are doing King Toad comics. So that's Sweens, Joe Ball. So there's people already starting to do this. I think that's probably more the model you'll see. Is that they'll offer this ComicsGate stuff that we all want,
the premium
products, and then people will come together, produce floppies, and then batch sell floppies through.
Not signed, not on newsprint.
No.
Low entry point, just
low entry point, just like Alterna. No signatures, all on newsprint. That way, instead of having to, because I know that some of ComicsGate is the way that they're doing it. If they've got books left over, they're adding them into the next campaign. So that if you'd like, so Mailin did that. Well, what then if somebody found Graveyard Shift 5? I don't know if he's going that far, but then they're like, well, I can't get the rest of the books because there are no more. Then he can introduce them as a series of floppies for them to catch up. You can that might be a model to move forward, because you're not worried about the weight too much because they're only floppies. You're not worried about the quality too much, as long as they're decent, and your weight's down and your postage is simple. That way, and everything is already done. You don't even have to think about it. You just send the files off.
That's where it's really at. It's a way for the creator to maximize what they can earn on their hard work, and then they might be, if that becomes really successful, as if the train starts moving and it's working, and you can kind of predict the numbers a little bit, you can start offering some discount on your main funding campaign. I think you can roll that into it a little, because this book is going to make me this much on the crowdfund, and then this much down the road. So you're looking at it big picture. It seems right to me. But we'll see. It'll be really fun to see how things develop.
Yeah. Well, here's another variation on the Alterna deal. Is that you got your book done, you crowdfunded and all that stuff. You go to Alterna or to anybody else, right, who is an established publisher of multiple books, and you say, "Listen, I'll give you my book for a 1, maybe 2 year licensing agreement. You make 100% of the money. Whatever you do, here's my book. Here's the files. You sell it. You distribute it. You make 100% of the money. I get nothing. Right? The only thing I ask is that within every book, it's advertised my contact information, my store, my online presence, whatever you want to call it. So when you're ready to get to the next book, you have whatever you have in your online world, plus whatever has now just been pushed through the publishing, right? Whether it's Alterna or anybody else. Now, why I'm saying this is because you're doing a couple of things. One is you're helping Alterna or anybody else become that much more secure. They're not worried about splitting income with you. They're invested in you because they're making 100% of the money. And they're going to get your book out there. They're going to be extra diligent to get your book out there, because they're taking 100% of that money for X number of years. And in that effort, you're helping them grow. In that effort, they're building an audience for you. So when
it's not a bad idea.
When you're ready to crowdfund your next book, you got your audience online, plus the audience that Alterna or whoever has now been saturated with.
So, and you're still getting that initial licensing fee, whatever you agree on there. You're still getting some money from the deal.
No. That's the trick, right? No.
Oh, you're saying no money, no exchange of money. Well, if depends on how big you are already. I mean,
you're not thinking in terms of the exchange.
I do understand what you're saying.
You're not taking any money out of the licensing.
I get that.
So you can get your name saturated in that system.
I get that, and you're also helping that publisher.
And you're helping that
succeed.
publisher.
I get that.
Succeed.
Yeah.
So it's a give and take. It's a pretty equal give and take, because when your next campaign hits, you got your online audience plus the audience from the distribution network. Your next book is quite possibly going to be huge in terms of your audience.
I'd love to see someone try something like that. It's an interesting idea. I like it.
Well, it's a very easy thing because you already done the
Yeah.
work. You already done your campaign. You already got your product out there. Now, what are you going to do? You're gonna
Yeah.
sit there and allow your assets that have been created to gather dust, or are you going to let your assets work for you?
That's I think the key. I think we've really hit on something here. No matter what it might be, what the different ideas are, I think it's creators maximizing the work they've already done, having that work that's in the in the whole, finding ways to help that work for you, to keep working for you. And I think it's more than just offering that issue 1 on your second campaign. I think there's a lot more that creators could be doing with that work that's already been completed. So I think this is really valuable.
Yeah, but there's also the fact that the idea after a campaign is to try and expand your readership on that said book afterwards. You're gonna crowdfund the second one, but the first one, the rest of the money, that's why in a way that there's more money that's asked for the book, and people are expecting it because they know that not only are they buying a book, they're investing in the dream so that you can try and spread your book, further after.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, make like a career out of it or something.
Yeah, you see, like I don't know if you guys remember Kyung Lee from Battle Made in Knuckleball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so he crowdfunding a deluxe edition. Then after that, crowdfunding a standard edition for the same book. That one was made just to print to distribute. And
Yeah.
it was cheaper.
I see.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And after
Nice.
that, he launched number 2, which now is the deluxe edition. And he's probably planning on launching.
So in a way, it's kind of like the Alterna model, like Stoker's doing. He's just doing it all on his own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's offering the premium product first, and then down the road offering the less expensive version. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people need to think about the after campaign market because, just think about the value, right? Just think. Let's just say that we put like the fan, okay, as 100% interest in there. Mitchell there that buys my book, right? He wants my book, loves my book. Does the book has value if it's only him that knows it, has it, reads it? No, there's no demand. There's no people that's gonna
Yeah.
There's no other people.
Good point. It might be really rare, but nobody wants it. So
Exactly.
What value does it have?
If there's no demand, there's no value.
Right. And that's I think Gatsis was that's part of what he was saying is like if you can generate more value in your product when you just saturate your name out there.
Yeah, but
the more you can get it out there.
It's also you need to think about creating a passive income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's big.
And that's,
Revenue streams are massive.
That's the idea of having a direct edition. So that's why I've been saying that for 2 years. You think first campaign, thinking that you're offering like the European deluxe edition. Because it's fucking crazy, but that's what we're doing. We're giving thick paper, thick cover, highly shiny. We're trying to give, no, we don't save expense, right? That much.
Yeah.
We try to offer you a big, nice book. Then after that, people should think about a direct edition. No matter how you do it, let it be by Alterna. Do it in yourself, like Young's doing, right?
Yeah.
Or you like me, I have an extra limited edition just for this, and after that, I was planning on maybe doing a full colored campaign.
Yeah.
Well, and here's something no one even has thought about within the community, and it should be considered very seriously. Different languages.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The work.
We've been talking about the idea of offering, being able to offer like, remember CG Latino?
Oh yeah.
Talking about it, and I was talking about it with other people for a while to translate them in French or Spanish. And
well,
then,
no,
hold on.
I
usually go with the printing, but if you offer them in digital, so you could buy the English version, but you could also get a digital copy with it in French, English, or Spanish.
Well, here's the thing. In terms of other languages, German's number one. Spanish is number 2. French is number 2. Spanish is number 3 in terms of the profitability. So if you got a product, get it translated to German is number 1. The second is French. The third is Spanish. Those are the 3 languages. If you can get any one of these 3 languages translated to your book, you're making extra money. Period.
Just add
That's
to
cool.
that-
No,
add to
that's a
that-
really good point.
To add to that, the Italian market's massive in Europe as well. And when I do a book, my book is going to be purely in Scots, and I'm not going to translate it to anybody. You're going to have to figure it out for yourself.
Well, you see, the Alterna model is the same model that a company here in Canada called Chapter House have been using for a few years, since 2012 when they brought back Captain Canuck.
Oh,
So technically, they started like recruiting, independent creators, right? So when they accept you, they help you find technically you have to start your campaign with them and prove that you can fund it. Then after that, they'll release a digital copy, the deluxe edition fulfillment. Then after that, they wait maybe like 6 months to a year to sell them online.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I really love this on Alterna's main page on their site. We are no longer with Diamond. And yeah, that's really awesome, because let's not forget, we can save the comic book industry, guys. All we got to do is go buy this shirt. Go buy this shirt. If you want to look like a complete and total asshole, go buy this shirt. And all proceeds go to the charitable organization known as the local comic book shop. So, yeah, that's how we're going to do it. No, this is how we're going to do it. Alternative on the right path. It's all about comics. It's about getting cool books into people's hands at a low price point. They've sidestepped Diamond. You can order directly from them, as can retailers. This is how you do it, people.
yeah.
Did he solve his printer issue?
That I'm not familiar with. I don't know.
Because he had to change it. I was wondering if he found one.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a topic that we should definitely revisit a little bit down the road. I think we had some good conversation and ideas on this. I do want we're at the hour mark, a little bit past, and we've got Bat here, and he wants to talk a little bit about Butch Cleaver, which is that campaign will be launching relatively soon, I believe.
Yeah, July 7/11 on my birthday. So
nice.
Yeah, it's basically like I was saying earlier. I got a book that I've been working on for almost 10 years, I think, and I've put out about 3 issues, and I basically wanted to bring it over to ComicsGate and let people see what it's all about. It's a horror western. I don't know, maybe if I could share my screen with you, or
absolutely.
Right.
I was getting ready to pull it up. Is this the right page you want to show?
Yeah, sure. That's the sign up page right there.
Yeah.
And if people sign up, they get a free trading card. I actually did like a poll and what people wanted to get for a sign up, and had like a poster on there and a trading card and a sketch card and a print, and everybody wanted a trading card. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new trading card all by myself.
There is going to be an impressive number of CG trading cards. I mean, it's really starting. That number's growing. It's going to be really cool to see those collections. People just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, man. And so I got the trailer right there. I got 3 books. So I'm gonna combine it into one book. It's gonna be probably like 70 something, 80 pages, and then if hopefully I could maybe hit like a stretch goal where I could put a bunch of concept art and behind the scenes stuff in the back.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I had to get the audio added on this.
Oh, for sure.
Let's check out this trailer.
Thanks.
Hi everyone. My name is Matt Berg. I'm an indie comic artist and writer and creator of Butch Cleaver. So what is Butch Cleaver? Well, if you threw Batman, Swamp Thing, Jonah Hex, and Hellboy into a meat grinder, Butch Cleaver would come out. Butch Cleaver is a fantasy horror western about a brutal butcher who was killed and brought back to life by a brutal curse. that grants him the power to control and weaponize Bone. He tries to use said power for revenge, reckoning, and redemption. With influences of old spaghetti westerns, Sin City, and horror movies from the last 80 years, Butch Cleaver might be the book you're aiming for. In this campaign, I'm offering a 48-page colored graphic novel with different tiers, backer input, and stretch goals. I was told I couldn't be an artist. I was told I couldn't make a comic. Now I'm here to ask you, help me prove the haters wrong and back Butch Cleaver. Thank you for your consideration.
All right.
That's a nice little call to action at the end there. I like that.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah, that was well
thanks.
done, dude.
Oh wow,
For
thanks.
sure. Yeah, I like that trailer a lot. It's perfect, you know. It's concise. It's what is it? 51 seconds.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. And you gave a lot of lot of info. You created some excitement. You let people know what the flavor is. I mean, it's all there. It's really good stuff.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So yeah, you know, this email sign up thing. How has that been going for you so far?
It's been going pretty good. I mean, for me, even one sign up is good for me, you know. But so far, I've gotten 70, so I've been real happy about that.
That's cool, man. That's not a bad number at all.
You know how to use it?
I'm sorry. What's that?
You know how to use that list?
Oh yeah.
It's something that we've been discussing. Like even Doug had issues. Like a lot of people think that they sell in an email as soon as you launch. They don't.
Oh yeah.
You got to do that yourself with like a separate service like MailChimp or something, right?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
MailChimp.
Or do them individually on
I got MailChimp, and I sent the first email out to everybody, just to let them vote on what they wanted out of the sign up gift or whatnot.
Just wanted to make sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it was kind of
we've seen that. I think the biggest creator I think that made that blunder was Adam Post on his graduation day. He because he's kicked off his campaign, and he was just like, "What? You're telling me it doesn't auto send to people when I launch?" I had no idea. I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah, that'd be cool if they had that built into Indiegogo. It'd be sweet.
There might be some legal reason why they can't. I'm not sure, but yeah, that would be nice for sure.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So yeah, man, I really like the flavor of this. I mean, spaghetti western pretty much sells me on it right there. But then you have it mixed with these other components. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, if you want to share a screen, I could show you some of the interior art if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
You said spaghetti western, I got hungry.
Well, every time I hear spaghetti western, I automatically think of Brian Kriskow. Just automatically. Like the guy he knows more about spaghetti westerns than maybe anyone on earth.
All right. You guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So this right here is the town that it takes place in. It's a fictional like 1800s Victorian era type town in America. It's called Oubliette. And in this town, you're gonna have you're gonna have cowboys. You're gonna have Native Americans. You're gonna have you're gonna have Vikings, pirates, all that stuff. I wanted to put into the book. I wanted it to be like a dark fantasy. So with like churches and saloons and Finch Quarter buildings and stuff like that. Just because I think it's fun to draw. And then what we have here is the voodoo doll. So he is a preacher pimp. So basically he has a voodoo doll of all the people he does business with in town. And if you step out of line, he pulls out the doll and he'll do a hex on you. So that's basically what happens to Butch Cleaver's boss, Whitey Ratatouille. They call him the White Rat, and then Butch Cleaver himself. So that's basically what happens right there. And right here, this is the Bone Void. It's like a kind of desert type place in the story, and basically there's this bone cathedral there, and inside the cathedral there's a cocoon with this moth eating he's this moth eating this light eating character called Moth Mammon, and he awakens Butch Cleaver from the bone cocoon, and he's basically like a trainer. He shows Butch the way, and then Butch wakes up, and basically he gains the power to weaponize Bone on a molecular level. So he's trying to show him basically how to use his powers. and
Nice, dude.
that's what Butch is doing there. And they get in a big fight, and he's just showing him how to use the stuff. I'm really inspired by martial arts films. There's thousands of them. I can name a lot, but I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, dude. That's very cool.
So, and I wanted him to be like a bug. I also like a lot of gore and horror movies in here, and like this character's got yellow blood, so I really wanted that to kind of pop out a little bit. And then I like right here they're having a gun battle, and Mothman blows a hole through Butch, and Butch makes a Gatling gun out of his hand and puts it through his own chest and blasts him back. So,
Yeah, dude, you're bringing a lot of interesting elements in, dude. It's very, I like it.
Thanks, man. And this right here is a bounty hunter that comes in towards the end of the first part of the book. He's called Opie Opossum, or Opie the Possum, and he's got a dead possum on his head, like Davy Crockett, a possum skin cap. And with his inspiration, I wanted to make a character that was kind of like inspired by like Wolverine and Sabretooth. I loved Sabretooth as a kid, and so I used a possum. People hate possums a lot, and what's cool about possums is they play dead. So with that, I use that in the story a lot. They have a lot of pockets, so I gave him a lot of pockets. They have a death grip too, so he a lot of submission stuff. And I wanted to give him a big Bowie knife. So yeah, he's a bounty hunter in there. He's one of the bad guys, and that's the cover right there. And yeah,
Nice.
that's some of it right there.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I just, it's really exciting to me, the ComicsGate component of people being able to like learn their craft while also, even if your first, second, third, fourth campaign, even if all it does is enable you to produce the book, get it out to people, fulfill it, go through that process, even if it just pays to do that. You're basically at cost being able to learn this craft, to get better at it. It's a huge opportunity for comic book artists, It's
so fun.
I love to see it.
I love just to be able to like actually create a book and someone to read it and like take the time, even if they hate it. I love it. Like it doesn't matter to me. I love just trying to learn new things and hanging out with everyone in CG and being CG. And I was watching Ethan's videos because he had the best how to draw comic book videos a couple years ago, and that's how he was like the gateway drug for me in the ComicsGate. And then he was always talking about your boy Zach and things like that. And then he would go on there, and there was a big mystery about who Zach was. And then I checked out Zach, and I started following Comics Matter with your boy Zach, and like everybody else. And I just started noticing all the stuff that he was talking about, and I love. I'm a weekend or a Wednesday warrior. I go in there all the time. I buy the books, but I'm also buying ComicsGate books too. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. And it's just a lot of the books that I liked are just not the same anymore. They just started changing everything around, and they became political pamphlets. So I kind of just dropped everything. Even that Incredible Hulk was really good. Hulk became a horror comic. He hadn't been a horror comic for a long time, and then towards like 20 issues in, they changed it to this like political thing, and I had to stop. But yeah, I've just been loving this, man, and it's awesome. And thanks for having the opportunity to be on here. And I just
absolutely. That's one of my number one reasons for wanting to do this channel at all, is to platform other creators, promote the work, talk about ComicsGate. Hopefully through discussion and minds coming together, we have some great ideas, and we just keep building on this thing. It's really fun, and of course, we just keep winning. And the anti-ComicsGate folks just seem to want to prove how truly nasty they are. Like deep down, like you find out, well, why would you be against something where independent creators are given an opportunity to succeed? Like what is your problem? And then you find out, those are your problems. I get it now.
Yeah, they're just not all there. They're just like chemical imbalances in their brain, and there's just something wrong with them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'd say about 90% of them. So I don't even fuck with them really too much unless they start poking at me or whatnot.
I don't get involved with it too much either. I do enjoy. A lot of people say the drama stuff, all of that conflict it's not entertaining. They don't, but I mean, come on, it's entertaining. It can
Oh,
be
for
fun.
sure. Yeah, it's
It can be
hilarious.
fun as hell. But
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really.
cool, man.
I'm not too interested in full on engaging it myself all that
Yeah.
often. So
Yeah, if I
My
have to, I will. But
my boy Wally from just up the road from where I'm from, he puts it perfectly. If you are into indie comics, how are you not ComicsGate?
yeah,
seriously.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like a lot of people are ComicsGate whether they want to be or not. You know what I mean? Or whether
Yep.
we like them or we don't like them. You know what I mean? You know, and then there's like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
It's my way of seeing it too, dude. Independent comics meant that oh, you don't want to let us do this, though I'll go into the independent way.
Yeah.
It's how Image got funded. It's how Dark Horse got funded. It's how it all started.
Yeah.
So
And it's
it's
so
like,
cool.
yeah. So don't tell me that I can't do that type of book, that I cannot be that violent, that I cannot put titties, and I cannot do a sexy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
You want to make what you want. And it's like, you could go spend your whole life, you know, being the best artist that you want. And that could be cool making Batman and stuff, but you're making a book that's going to go into a library that they're probably going to use for one episode on a cartoon or a movie or an animated film. And you're not going to have nothing, you know? And I think back of like Kirby, and I also think of like, you know, Frank Frazetta, you know, I think they would join ComicsGate, man, if they were here right now, and they would love this, you know what I mean? A lot of those old creators, and then just creators that didn't get to make their own stuff, you know, I think we're really like fortunate at this turning point in comics book history to actually be part of something this sustainable and massive. You know, it's a really cool honor, and I love it myself.
Hold on a
Nice,
second. Those guys were able to make their own stuff. Kirby did his own books. So did Frazetta and was it Neil Adams and all that stuff. The problem was that they didn't have the distribution system that Marvel and DC had. They were piggybacking on Marvel. They were piggybacking on DC. They were piggybacking on on other small publishers.
yeah,
But they could never get the traction in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s because back then, I felt this firsthand. Marvel it was really gung ho on squashing independent publishers. I've felt it firsthand. I've experienced it firsthand when I was starting off 30 years ago.
Yeah,
and it hasn't changed.
Yeah, and it's
No,
hard.
certainly
It's hard
not.
getting into stores too. Like if you're an independent artist, try taking your book. You know, go into a bunch of stores, fill up the trunk, go around, see how easy it is to get into the store. It's not easy, and Diamond too. You know.
It's just not easy, dude. It's the fact also that a store usually will ask between 30 to 40%.
That's true.
Not only that, they will say, "Oh, why don't we just do consignment?"
Yeah, consignment, but they also ask for a 30 to 40%.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it's at that point you just put it in there, probably. You know.
Yeah.
And not make any money.
I have to mention. I think Sim, you have one of the best. I think it's a 2-page spread. Like a 2-page spread of the just most ultimate violence I think I've ever seen in Blood Hunt.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it may have been the thing where I was like, I have to have this.
Yeah,
I absolutely have to have this.
So sweet.
So is that right? Is it a 2-page spread?
Which one was it?
I don't know. Just oh, you're like, which page of absolute violence?
Are you thinking about?
There you go, people. Go get that book right now.
Are you thinking about his cover?
Because there's
covers.
There's the very.
I think it involved a certain something in a guy's mouth, like shut down his. Which is now maybe more relevant than ever. I'm not sure.
It wasn't the.
Oh man.
Yeah, but Blood Hunt, folks, you got to go check out. You don't have a lot of time left to get your hands on that book, and
I just got the print file. I just got the print file in. I called the printer. I'm setting up for the proof. Ordering the proof for tomorrow. So
nice.
Yeah, hurry
up.
Get it while you can.
Yeah,
get it while you can. And is it true that anyone that orders is still getting a sketch card?
Yes, and there's only 2 missing to reach the 200 backer. And right now, I'm at 67 sketch cards done.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Good job, man. Working your
Hell yeah.
ass off.
No,
Yeah.
the camera's not hooked up. Screw this. Next time. There's 67 done. And
I think it was on Adam AF's morning woke up call.
Mhm.
I saw some of the sketch cards. He's going all out on these. They're all they just look wonderful.
Yeah. They're all different too.
Yep.
yeah, but so some of them are,
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Nobody's expecting you to like every one to be different. You have,
Yeah.
but except for me, I got my taco.
Yeah, they're awesome.
that was too funny, and I did it. So
All right, Captain Puckhead. I did want to say I really liked your Monday show.
can I just add one thing?
You can.
Tonight is drawn and back hold.
Nice.
Yes.
Better.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna make the rounds here and
It's
and
the
let
better
people
version, yeah.
drawn and back hold is always an insane good time, and usually some of the best contest art I've ever seen is coming out of it too.
Do you want me
Yeah.
to who's going to be there?
Who's
Who?
gonna be there?
Vinny, Preston, Doodles, Carla.
Now does that start
Those
on
are
YouTube?
confirmed.
Do they start on YouTube a little, or is it just all D Live?
I don't know. I think that one will be D Live. I'm not sure.
How did
Okay.
you get Preston Poulter to come on?
I think they do like a tiny pre-show.
No, the
on
good
YouTube,
Preston.
but They do.
Not Preston Beggar.
So, Captain, you have anything you'd like to shout out here?
Yeah, I want to say thank you very much, first of all, for coming on the show on Monday, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
We moved the needle on several campaigns, which and I was a bit drunk by the end of the show. Very drunk by 5 o'clock in the morning, and completely lost yesterday. I thought yesterday was today. Tonight on Commie Mark's channel, before Drawn and Backhold, you can come on. We are Von Klaus is coming on, and he has to solve a murder mystery tonight.
Oh, right. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so this we've
Very
done a couple
cool.
of these before. They've been a lot of fun. Yeah, this should be fun. And Von's a great guy, and we know that Von will jump in with both feet on this, and so yeah, it should be entertaining. Tomorrow night on my channel, on my Thursday show, the ComicsGate interviews, as I like to call it now, we have the mercurial talent of Mr. Rob Willis joining me.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Good get, man. Good get. I mean, as far as I know, he doesn't do a lot of that. Like
He doesn't.
interviews and
He
stuff,
does not.
so-
No. But I've spoken to Rob. He was one of the first guys I spoke to in ComicsGate around the same time that I reached out to Sim because I was starting drawing again. And I spoke to both of these cats about pens and pencils and all sorts of shit to try and. See, he's laughing at me now. This is nice. Isn't it?
I'm not. No, I'm not laughing. I'm giggling. It's not the same thing. It's more like
Yeah, pick their brain. Yeah, exactly.
And if if it wasn't for guys like Rob, if it wasn't for guys like Sim, like Peter Gilmore, will be helping me out, I'd be still stuck drawing stick figures like I was a year ago. So big shout out! It's really
brother.
nice. It's really nice to have Rob coming on tomorrow. And I am planning on doing another show next Monday night. Sim, I'm going to be in contact because I want you to come on. Yeah, it's a good show, isn't it? It's fun.
Oh, it's
Yep.
great, dude.
A lot of fun.
Having fans promote the books they're really enthusiastic about, I think it's a great way to get the books out there. There's just something about it. I think it has a lot of power in it. You know.
Yeah, they see it and they're
So-
like, "Oh wow, it exists, it's real, and people like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get it." You know?
Yeah.
I think.
So
I think we've
George,
got- well, I was just
go
going to say,
ahead.
I think I've got a format for the Monday show as well. I'm going to have myself obviously hosting. I'm going to have a co-host from CG UK. I'm going to have a
Yep.
couple of guests, a couple of creator guests on. Sim, DM's coming after the show, and then a couple of fans from the chat come on, and you all shilling books that you want to get in your hands.
yeah,
Nice.
it's good
So-
stuff.
So we don't go down the 3-hour route like we did last time.
Yeah. Well, you did get the stream did get nuked the first time, so.
This is true.
That-
It did.
Yeah.
Did, yeah.
George Peter Gatsis, do you have anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, everyone can still get my first book at georgepetergatsis.com. Just click on the Joe King button at the top, and you can get the book. You can get the book with original art or the book with 18 trading cards.
Nice.
It's all there. And also, if you click on the really big pictures that cycle on my domain site, it'll take you right to the sign-up page for book 2. which you'll get tremendous discounts on the entire campaign that's going to be coming up, and there's going to be a spaceship figurine that's going to be offered in book 2.
Cool.
All right, man.
It's going to be huge, because right now I'm already doing the test of it. Of course, it's going to come in pieces. It's going to have to be assembled.
Yeah.
But I'm designing it in such a way that the pieces magnetically interlock with each other.
That's insane. I love it, dude.
Sweet, dude.
Right on.
Yeah.
Mitchell, want to thank you for being here, and you're always really good about dropping links in the chat for people. I appreciate that a hell of a lot. You have any closing thoughts?
I think we covered a lot of stuff. If I could plug something, I'd like to plug More Lethal just released their sketch card from Carla of White Cat Comics. She also does Grim Reaper, and it's pretty awesome. So if you get a chance,
Now, is More
check it out.
Lethal the one that's no more than the cost of a taco plate?
Pretty much. It's pretty mind blowing how they're trying to get it. Like they have like a $5
I think it's $5 with
Yeah.
$5 shipping. It's like
Yeah.
it's an insane. That's somebody who is experimenting with the price thing, and
Yeah, but they're also doing it digest size.
yes,
So
Correct.
know that it's not going to be a comic book size. It's going to be like,
Right.
more like a manga size.
Oh.
Yeah.
right.
fine.
But man,
But
$10,
that's sweet.
$10.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
it's
cool.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
Pretty
more
sweet.
like a manga. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, everybody, we want you to sign up for the Butch Cleaver, for the email list. We talked about that. So get on that list, get your free trading card when you back the project. And I think we pimped out Sim quite a bit. We talked about Blood Hunt. Is there anything else you want to throw out there, Sim?
Go sub to my channel, Simon Sympathy. I got CG manga there, and soon me and Brian Kreisgau and Michael Bancroft.
Yeah.
We're gonna start something called CG French Connection, which is we're gonna be talking about all European comics and stuff. Yeah.
That's
Nice,
sweet,
man.
CG just
Nice.
got sexy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to my panel, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it. Hail to the chat, always
Hail.
contributing.
Hail, yeah.
Definitely
Hail.
appreciate you being here, and we will see you tomorrow.
See you guys.
The motherfucking